Hi, this is me, Amanda, and this is my studio, and this is my big dumb cup, and this is my big dumb pun. Here is me prepping the surface for a new canvas. I'm just putting some black paint randomly onto the surface. No real technique here. This is art for lazy people, and I am not going to pretend that I'm going to show you the right way to do things, but we're going to have fun here on this channel. And I know I do tarot, but this is another passion of mine. Another thing to know that I'm very passionate about is breaks. So when doing a lot of analog collage, you obviously have to have a ton of magazines to peruse, and here's me perusing my magazines. So I'm cutting into a very expensive Barnes & Noble book with no remorse, but it does have some beautiful crystals. Art for lazy people does require making certain sacrifices, so we are sacrificing this beautiful book to the gods of lazy art. So once you've hunted down your favorite crystals or whatever you are searching for in your hoard, you then take your scissors and just cut right into it. Don't think about it too hard, otherwise you'll probably regret it. This is me checking the book to make sure there's nothing good on the other page. Look, I know you bibliophiles are probably going to come for me for ruining this book, but I just had to do it. I just had to do it. So I have to admit, this is probably my favorite part of the sped up art content, watching me trim all the little white bits off these crystals and the little seashells. It is very, very satisfying, either sped up or in person. Now please enjoy 30 seconds of these beautiful singing bowls while we take another break. So on a practical note here, I am just going ahead and throwing all of my pieces that I've cut out onto my canvas, and I'm going to start to plan out exactly where I want everything to go. And you can see here I'm like going to be measuring and sort of making sure things are centered. I do a lot of like symmetrical mirrored kind of images, and so I want to make sure that they're pretty symmetrical. It's not an exact science. I don't like things to be too exact. I like to embrace the handmade nature of things, and so I like little imperfections. This piece is meant to reflect the energies of Venus, the planet Venus, so I'm using a lot of imagery that evokes that love, that beauty, and that romance. So I'm now going in and I'm just painting in these little starburst lines with white paint. And before I did that, I actually spritzed it with little white flecks to make it look like space. So now we're just going in and perfecting those little white lines and making them thicker and then thinner and tapering out towards the ends. But before we go on, remember how I said I liked breaks? So I will be doing a series where I'm diving deep on each of the energies of all of the 9 planets, and you can go check out all of the ones I've done so far on my Etsy shop. So if you do like this painting, I have more. And if you do like this relaxing art content, please be sure to go and hit the like button and subscribe, because I'm going to be doing more art content along with my tarot in the future. Now we are off to another break for anyone that knows me, knows I'm a huge fan of chamomile, so here I am making a big cuppa, as they say in England. So we out here getting a little bit of sunshine, and the funniest thing to say about this clip is that every time I am working on this video and this clip plays, my cats lift their heads up and look around. Here you see me using some clear lacquer on all of my magazine pieces that I've cut out, and this is just a fancy way of, or not so fancy way, of making sure that you don't get bubbles when you apply the Mod Podge to the front and the back. If you don't do this from personal experience, you get a lot of ripples and unevenness to the surface once it dries, so this is a way to avoid that. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, we are going to podge. Podging is infuriating and it is thrilling. It is a ride. And I hope you enjoy the next 2 minutes of just pure, unadulterated art content for your pure enjoyment. You can just sit back, relax, and I'm also going to just give a few tips if you are interested in actually podging and you're not just chilling. This is the part where I give you all of my best advice. So the first thing you need to know about podging is this milky quality to the glue makes it a little bit difficult if you are trying to be very exacting about the placement. So make sure you are very, very sure about the placements, and you have studied where exactly you want them to a millimeter or so in any direction. Hope that you are happy with that, because it is not super easy to see. And then you want to, like I said, spray everything because it keeps it from bubbling, especially your larger pieces. The smaller ones don't matter quite as much. All right, and then you just want to make sure that you don't place anything that you face down on a place where you have previously podged the back of, because any overlap with any wet glue and you pull it up, it's going to rip. And I've had many of things be ruined by that mistake. Once everything is sealed and dry, you cannot really go back and change anything. It's a very hard surface, so you just have to be happy with it once it's done, and it's hard for me to do. Thus concludes my art video. I hope you enjoyed my quirky sense of humor, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!